This is the hammer, this is the sear, and I've drawn them with extremely positive engagement. The sear moves with the trigger, of course. That point goes in an arc like that. That forces the hammer back. When that point passes that point, the hammer will fall. It's very positive. We're going to reduce that some. We're also going to chop off some of the engagement. So we're going to reduce the weight by making it a little bit less positive, and we're going to reduce the engagement by chopping some off the sear here. That reduces the engagement, and some of the hammer off here. Both of those reduce the amount of engagement. You can see now that the engagement is considerably less than it used to be. And then if it feels okay, I won't change the angles. If it still feels pretty heavy and has quite a bit of camback, and it does right engagement, and the weight should be okay now. Look at this surface. That's a pretty good view. You can see where I've stoned it off, the top side of that. So I've reduced the engagement here on this sear to the hammer, the actual sear's engagement with the hammer, by probably 40%, you see? More than it looks like, doesn't it? Now, had I gone too far, I'm going to show you what you can do to correct that. But the idea is not to go too far. And this is where the plunger bears. You see, it pushes right there on the trigger itself to return it. Now, that's a little rough, and I'm going to take some emery paper and polish that off. But on the cat's meow trigger job, I would drill and tap a blind hole in the trigger and screw a screw in with Loctite real tight, and then file the head down so it's very thin and flat. And I'd polish that. So now the plunger, which is made of steel, is pushing on a steel plate in the trigger. But that's only for the guy that wants the ultimate. They don't move very much, so you don't feel much of that. So it's just the extra little frosting on the cake. It's not really necessary. Anyway, I'm going to take emery paper backed by a file and just kind of break the sharp edges of safety. So we're in good shape. That's the trigger job on a 1022. We'll put it back together, put it in the stock, and try it just to be sure it feels good. Okay. Okay, it's in the stock. I pull the trigger, cycle the action fast. Feels good and it stays cocked. And when it's on safe, I pull the trigger really, really, really hard. It doesn't fire and it doesn't stick back. So we've got ourselves the trigger job. And of course the weight's gone from over 7 pounds to just a little under 3 pounds. Didn't take too long either, did it? First one's going to take you a while. Be patient. They get easier. See you later.